game has more, I think, than normal importance. My understanding is that if Toyota wins this, they're automatically the winners of the league championship and will receive the Anderson Trophy. But if they don't, then the Flyers still have a chance to take it away from them.
Yeah, there's even a possibility a tie would get them through, but I haven't seen the statistics, and it doesn't seem to have... I think a tie even would help Toyota to win the league championship, the Anderson Trophy.
And the officials for this evening's game, it looks as if we have Tony Cirillo and Angelo DiPaolo on the lines and Pietro D'Angelo in the middle. So we have an experienced officiating crew for this evening's game, and hopefully we won't run into any problems between the teams or with some weak calls on the part of the officials. And I gather, Jim, that there has been some controversy in recent games about the officiating.
Well, some of the officiating recently has been, really has been, as far as I've seen, has dropped, and I can't see the league improving if our officials don't improve, and they haven't. I think they've just kept on the same level and have not improved their performance. So the less I say, the better, because I'm still involved.
Well, certainly there's some discussion of establishing a branch of the local referees association over the winter and looking at referee development far more seriously. And I think it's important because we need to bring on some of the younger officials that we do have, give them the experience, give them the training and the exposure to high-level soccer, so that in the years to come, we do have an adequate supply of competent officials as well. It's not just a matter of, in soccer, of bringing along players. You also have to bring along officials and volunteers to coach and to manage and do the other jobs that it requires to keep these leagues functioning.
Well, you can't have a league without the referees, and the referees are the most important people there is, but they have to stick together. And if they form an association, I think they'll be the best thing that's happened in Sudbury for a long time. And that would surely improve their performances on the field, and I think that has to be done, plus on the players' development also.
Should also point out that some changes in terms of the lineups for the teams. Team Toyota has brought up two younger players from the Sudbury Hawks, I believe, Michael Campano and Michael Menenghetti, both of whom are very talented players. And for the Flyers, they've lost their keeper all season. Thank you, Danny. Danny Muir once again, or excuse me, Danny Gallo once again helping out. And they've lost Danny Muir to the University of Guelph, and filling in as keeper is Ian Palango, who, as I understand it, Jim, has just been playing extremely well, come out of retirement to assist the Flyers, and has been playing very well in the net.
He was very instrumental in the win that the Flyers had the other night, and he had some good saves there. And, well, he's got the experience, and he knows the angles, and he talks to his defence. You'll see him talking to his defence as the game progresses, and he gives a wee bit more confidence to the guys in the back four.
Should also, the other addition for the Flyers, a recent addition, I should point out, is Vince Duparo, who played 2 years ago for Elliott Lake Panel United in the Ontario Cup match against Team Toyota. My understanding is that he took the season off. He's back at university. He's not playing for the Voyageurs, and the Flyers seized the opportunity of signing him. And if I remember correctly, he scored in the last game against Toyota and demonstrated some speed on the wing.
Yeah, well, he is a very strong running player, and he uses both feet. And he's really a welcome acquisition to the Sudbury Senior Soccer Association, and he's really provided some sparkle to the Flyers' offense.
I see that the players are on the field. The referee checking his watch, and I suspect that we'll have play underway in just a second. Once again, the referee for this evening's game is Pietro D'Angelo. The linesmen are Tony Cirillo and Angelo DiPaolo. So we're looking forward to a well-officiated game. The weather is just about ideal. Lights are on. So we'll be underway in this important senior men's soccer league game between Team Toyota and the Italia Flyers. One of the things that may tell the tale tonight is whether we have a league champion who's to be crowned. Jarvis losing possession to D'Agostino. D'Agostino into Frank Cristo in midfield. Pushes that ball through looking for D'Agostino, but the Flyers clear it into touch. And Mario D'Agostino for Team Toyota with the throw in. Looking for Cristo. D'Agostino losing control of Castricino, but Owen Turner there for Team Toyota. Owen Turner off Castricino. Castricino pushes that ball through. And a foul whistle down by the referee on that pushing the player off the ball. And so we have Gino Castricino setting up on this free kick, looking for some height. Zulich got up in the air but couldn't get his head to it, coming in from the far side. And the ball goes over the goal line. We'll be looking at a goal kick to be taken by goalkeeper Marino Scarselloni for Team Toyota. It looks as if the Flyers once again want to demonstrate that they are the better of the two teams at this stage in the season, Jim.
They're not going to lie back and let the Team Toyota take over the game at all. They're going to fight. They have to go at them. There's no way. You can't sit back on Team Toyota because they'll destroy you if you do that. But I was looking at the respective benches and I see that the Team Toyota's got more bench power than I see that on the Flyers bench. So that could be a factor by the end of the game.
Scarselloni with the high clearance. Zulich got a foot to it, but Marino Di Giacomo coming forward. Di Giacomo trying to cross into the middle, looking for Nicky D'Agostino, who gets his head to it, but keeper Ian Palango there hauls that down, well positioned, and no serious problem at all. Owen Turner with a head to it, challenged. Ray Nicolosi challenged once again. And Castricino, who's the number. Here we go with the Flyers in midfield, playing it onto the wing. Vince Paparo, whom we talked about at the beginning, being challenged there by Larry Courvoisier. Paparo with the ball. Courvoisier comes away with it. Courvoisier shielding that ball, plays it to Bob Gonco. Gonco back in his sweeper position. Rob Zulich there challenging, coming forward. And Nicolosi coming away on the counterattack, looking for D'Agostino. D'Agostino with control. D'Agostino coming forward, but Pasquale Vacaturo there. Nicolosi, offside indicated by linesman Angelo DiPaolo. But it looks as if the Flyers are willing to bring several players forward, which leaves them a little bit open to counterattack.
Yeah, they were caught with just one defenseman back there, and Raymond Roy had to come back pretty fast to cover up there, but some miscues even by them even when they got the ball, so they have to be very careful what they're doing.
And here we go. The ball's into midfield. Nicolosi gets a head to it. Zulich. Back to Nicolosi. In for Paparo. Paparo on the far wing for Kieran Morris. But played back to keeper Scarselloni of Team Toyota. Scarselloni pushing that ball out to Bob Gonco. Gonco to Ray Nicolosi. Nicolosi to Palladino. Palladino on this side. Nice play, give and go. Nicolosi takes the pass back, loses control, and here's Castricino. Challenge, Di Giacomo Tonio maintaining control, moving that ball forward, looking for Nick D'Agostino. D'Agostino crosses into the middle, but Zulich comes back from his midfield position to cover up. Plays it out to Castricino on this side. Castricino challenged by Danny Palladino. Palladino pushing it through for D'Agostino. D'Agostino is there, into the box, cleared away by Vacaturo. And out of harm's way. Kieran Morris challenged by Courvoisier. And I believe that the referee has awarded a free kick to, no, throw-in to Team Toyota. Courvoisier there with the throw-in, an infraction indicated by the referee, and the throw-in will be given to the Italia Flyers. This is Rob Zulich with the throw-in, looking for Kieran Morris. Morris flicks it on. Owen Turner in a foot race. Into touch, indicated by linesman Tony Cirillo. And a throw-in awarded to Team Toyota. should point out that, Jim, that there are a number of players on the field this evening who are playing, in addition to those we've lost and aren't here, who are playing university soccer. I believe Laurie Owen Turner, who's playing in the back four for Toyota, is playing for the V's. Marino Jackman Tonio, who's playing in midfield for Team Toyota, is also playing for the Voyageurs, and Rob Zulich from the Italia Flyers is playing on Greg Jarvis's team. And it's good to see local talent playing at the university level. There have been arguments in the past that there's been too great a dependence on Southern Ontario imports.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that we're developing our own talent who are capable of playing with the best in the province.
And not only that, it's a very young team, and it's something for Greg Jarvis to work on.
That's right. Real chance of development. Castaccino coming forward here. That's Carlo Castaccino, challenged by Mario D'Agostino into touch, and we'll have a Flyers throw in. As we're waiting for one of the Flyers to get that ball out from under the stands, that's Dino Benedetti for the Flyers. Plays it back. Raymond Roy. Yes. And offside indicated by linesman Tony Cirillo. And whistled down by referee Pietro D'Angelo.
Now Gino Cacciatino got caught coming back, and the flag went up very quickly.
And taking the free kick, Mario D'Agostino once again. Castaccino there for Flyers, headed down. Raymond Roy gets ahead to it, plays it forward. Mario D'Agostino pushing it back to his keeper, Marino Scarsaloni for Team Toyota. We're at about 3 minutes into the first half. No score thus far. And no really good scoring opportunities in terms of shots on goal, other than one possibility off the head of Nick D'Agostino for Team Toyota. But keeper Ian Palango was certainly well positioned and didn't have any difficulty in hauling it in. And on that miscue on the free kick from Team Toyota, we end up with a goal kick awarded to the Italia Flyers. And Pasquale Vacaturo, who in some ways is the man of the match in the last game between these two teams. One doesn't normally expect a sweeper to score, but he did.
And it was a beautiful goal at that, too. He hit it right on the drop and went screaming into the top corner of the net.
Papano coming forward. Papano looking for some support in the box. He's got it. Into Morris. Courvoisier there with the long clearance, looking for Cesar Bushido, but Rob Zulich gets ahead to it to Raymond Roy. Raymond Roy pushing the ball through. Kieran Morris. Morris challenged there by Owen Turner. D'Agostino challenged quickly, but comes away with the ball off Raymond Roy. Morris can't control, and Ray Nicolosi for Team Toyota with the long clearance, looking for Frank Cristo, but Pasquale Vacaturo back. Vacaturo pushing it forward, but Cristo cuts it out. And Rob Gallo, the playing coach of the Flyers, puts that ball forward. Vacaturo gets ahead to it for the Flyers. Nicolosi to Jackman Tonio in midfield. Jackman Tonio trying to get it out to Palladino, but once again, cut out nicely by Benedetti. Push forward. Vacaturo is back. Vacaturo, good move there to escape Nick D'Agostino. Plays it over to his playing coach, and Vacaturo moves up the far wing. Vacaturo taking his time, looking for Van Zorbas. Zorbas tries to control, but it's cleared by sweeper Bob Gonko. Frank Cristo to the head to it. Headed down by Vacaturo. Jackman Antonio. Papano clears that ball forward, and offside indicated by linesman Tony Cirillo, and whistled down immediately by the referee. So we'll have a Team Toyota free kick as we resume play early in the first half. Bob Gonko pushing that ball, looking for Cristo. Zulich comes forward, gets ahead to it. Mario D'Agostino controlling to Nicolosi, and fraction against Gino Castaccino there. And it'll be Team Toyota with the free kick. Coach Nicolosi instructing his players to move up. Zulich gets ahead to it. Nicolosi into the space on the far wing, but no one there to run onto that ball. Into touch, and we'll have a throw-in awarded to the Flyers. Van Zorbas with the throw in off the head of Travoisier to Frank Cristo. Cristo coming forward. To Jackman Tonio there. To Jackman Tonio trying to beat his man. But Rob Gallo, the coach of the Flyers, puts that ball into touch, and we have a Toyota throw-in. I believe that's Owen Turner, who's come up from his fullback position to take this throw-in. I'm surprised with his height he's not in the box. Long throw-in.
Now you see why he's taken that. You go long throw-in, almost went to the penalty spot, and that's a very dangerous ball to defend against.
Well, I'm a little surprised in a sense, Jim, because we know that Ray Nicolosi can really throw that ball on throw-ins, and certainly there's a considerable difference in height between Ray Nicolosi and Owen Turner.
Well, exactly. I would say the same thing, but I think Ray Renato has got a job to do out there, and I think he's probably got been assigned a job, and that's probably what Walter McAludy's given him something to do, and he's been kept on it. As you see, I think he's on number 11 lots of times too, and he's on Gino Castacino. He's in between the two each time.
Yeah.
And maybe he has been assigned that particular point.
Looking for Palladino here. Palladino flicks it forward. Cristo runs onto that ball, but Zulich intercepts. In the back there on young Carlo Castacino was Mario D'Agostino, whistled down by the official, and a free kick awarded to the Italia Flyers. Gino Castacino setting the ball up. Flyers moving people forward. Long ball through. Cleared out of the box to Mario D'Agostino. Mario D'Agostino off. Castacino into touch, and we'll have a team Toyota throw in. And the throw in back to keeper Scarsaloni as Vincent Papano comes in for the Flyers. Long clearance. Vacachuro back for the Flyers, gets ahead to it, looking for Zulich, but Cristo is there. Cristo with that ball on the far wing, looking for Cesar Pacheco. Gets a foot to it, but can't find the net. We see Pacheco again bandaged up and limping after that attempt to volley the ball in.
Yeah, I think he's maybe pulled something by overstretching there, and probably will run it right off. One thing that we see that is Carlo Cirillo, he's back again, and I think it's his first start in, I don't know, maybe 2 months, I would say.
Owen Turner gets ahead to it. Cristo is there with D'Agostino. That's Nick D'Agostino. Plays it back to Cristo. Cristo's got a shot. And keeper Ian Palango gets a hand to it, pushes it around the bar, and we'll have a corner kick awarded to Team Toyota. But that was good play, well set up, and there was a shot there. He took advantage of the opportunity.
And it was a good shot, and keeper Palango was right on spot, and he just pushed it past the corner.
We see Team Toyota setting up. It appears just on the far side of the 18-yard box. So one would expect from this, Jimmy, just looking at the way they're set up, that the ball will be swinging out, away from the keeper.
And you're going to see them all coming in from the back, and it's going to go over probably the penalty area, and they'll come right in and get it.
There's a roll, and there's a goal. Nick D'Agostino looked like Ray Nicolosi got ahead to it and pushed it forward, and Nick D'Agostino was able to put that ball in the back of the net for Team Toyota at about the 10-minute mark of the first half. So Team Toyota takes an early lead, and this is something they've been concerned about in the last half of the season, their ability to score and to score early and to get ahead.
They seem to be always in the hole at the beginning, and they have to keep coming back all the time. So, but let's see what they can do with this one-goal lead. But when you seen that corner taken, I noticed the absence of the pullbacks at the post, and you'd have to say that caused that goal because there was nobody within a yard and a half inside a 6-yard box of the goal scorer was Nick there. He was all alone there. There should have been someone at the post at each time.
Palladino challenged here by Castacino into touch off Castacino, and we'll have a Toyota throw in. Palladino, Dino Benedetti there pushing that ball forward for Papano. That was close. Because Papano was open. Vacachuro Losing possession to Nick D'Agostino. D'Agostino plays it back to Cesar Bushido, challenged by Gallo, and Gallo comes away with that ball for the Flyers. Playing it up the wing to Kieran Morris. Morris challenged, surrounded. Gallo once again. Jarvis to Morris. Morris looking for Papano. Papano misses that bouncing ball, and Salone off his line to cover up. Notice the player down. I believe that's Vince Papano for the Flyers. Referee whistles it down to determine and to attend to the injury to, I think, number 11, Vince Papano of the Italia Flyers. There was a bit of a collision there between Papano and Nicolosi as Papano attempted to push that bouncing ball through and couldn't control it. Hopefully nothing serious, and we have this evening good medical attention. Trainer Danny Gallo back out again to help the Flyers, and Dr. Don Pearsall out as well. So we're ensuring that the senior players are well attended to in terms of their medical needs.
Oh, it's good to see some real people coming out there and helping us out, and sometimes that has been lacking, good medical people there that knows what's going on. Soccer injuries are usually a little bit different than other injuries, like of hockey, and it's usually just a little knock and you just give it a wee rub and then back onto the field again.
That's true. They do tend to be soft tissue, lower body injuries most of the time. You don't see the kind of thing you see in hockey. In fact, if I remember correctly, there hasn't been any need in either in Canada or in Ontario specifically to do any research into head, eye, and neck injuries in soccer, unlike the situation for football and hockey.
That's right.
Zulich pushing that ball forward, but into touch for the Flyers as play gets underway. And it's Mario D'Agostino for Team Toyota, taking his time, ensuring that the throw-in comes from the right spot. And once again into touch, Mario D'Agostino moves up about 10 yards on that throw-in, and into Frank Cristo. Intercepting. Palladino comes away, but Palladino, an elbow indicated by referee D'Angelo. And Ray Nicolosi off the head of Raymond Roy. Into touch, and Ray Nicolosi, the captain of Team Toyota, with this throw-in. Looking for Owen Turner. Challenge in the air here. Castaccino and Benedetti on Nicolosi. Whistle down on the infraction. And we'll have a free kick awarded to Team Toyota. Once again, Mario D'Agostino looking into the box. Over everybody's head, including defender Rob Gallo. Over the goal line. And we'll have a goal kick. Jim, we noticed at the very beginning, and indeed commented on how the Flyers were attacking in strength, and it seems now that the territorial edge is starting to shift to Toyota, I suppose, especially since they scored the goal. But I noticed in the last 3-4 minutes that the ball has been basically in the Flyers' end of the field.
That one goal just has given them the confidence that they required, and it's an early goal, and they can play their own game now and try and capitalize on more chances, make more chances. And I think that's what's happening now. And when you look at the team at Flyers on, they've got a lot of players missing this. They're usually strong players for them.
Carlo Castaccino trying to come away with that foul, brings Palladino down, but play on, says the referee, and now he blows the whistle and awards a free kick to the Flyers. Castaccino there to take this. Zulich moving forward, trying to get up onto that ball, but Courvoisier gets ahead to it. And Bushido comes forward, long ball looking for Nick D'Agostino. D'Agostino plays it back to Danny Palladino. Palladino into the middle, switching the field of play. Bushido there, but offside indicated by linesman Angelo DiPaolo and whistled down by referee Pietro D'Angelo. But again, we see Toyota counterattacking off a Flyers set play and quickly moving forward and trying to switch the field of play. But Jim, you commented, I don't know how many games we've done with Toyota, but you commented time after time after time that they seem to want to play in the middle of the field all the time, and if they only played the wings, they get a heck of a lot more chances.
And they're wide open, as I see. They were playing against one inexperienced fullback, and I think he should be using it. And they've got one of the best experienced players on that position in the right wing. They should use it more.
Danny Palladino comes away for Toyota to Nick D'Agostino. That's a Bill Barber dive, I think.
Yeah.
That'd be about an 8.9 on it.
No, maybe 5.9. I'll go that way.
But in any event, it didn't fool the official, and he's indicating to Raymond Roy he doesn't appreciate the ball being kicked under the stands. It slows the game down, and we'll be getting underway with the... Well, I take that back. I guess that did draw a penalty from the referee. And free kick. Roy being challenged there by Nick D'Agostino once again, but Ian Pelangio, the keeper, off his line. Throws it out to Raymond Roy. Roy up to Dino Benedetti. Benedetti challenged by Nicolosi, but gets it to Castaccino. Carlo Castaccino challenged and surrounded by red shirts. And an infraction indicated on Mario D'Agostino, and we'll have a free kick awarded to the Flyers. At about the 15 to 20 minute mark of this first half, it's Team Toyota 1, Italia Flyers no score. Looking for Papano, and an infraction from behind indicated by the referee against Lorio and Turner. So once again, the Flyers have an opportunity for a set play about 35 yards in front. Looks like a direct shot on goal. Hard and low shot, but well wide of the net, and keeper Salone really didn't have to move at all. So we'll be looking at a goal kick to be taken by Bob Gonco he's leaving it for his keeper as Gonco comes forward. And Marino Salone will be taking this goal kick for Team Toyota. Long ball looking for Cesar Bushido into Frank Cristo. Cristo with control, challenged there by Rob Zulich. Cristo coming forward, pushes that ball in the middle, but cleared by the Flyers. Owen Turner, once again, Zulich with a head, clearing it forward to Carlo Castaccino, but Mario D'Agostino is there to push that ball back to his keeper, Marino Salone. To Bob Gonco. Bob Gonco, the sweeper of Team Toyota. To Nick D'Agostino, Danny Palladino, to Frank Cristo. Good ball control, but intercepting and pushing it back to Pasquale Vacaturo was Raymond Roy once again. And keeper Ian Pelangio throws it out to his playing coach, Rob Gallo. Gallo, challenged there by Bushido, plays it forward. Crevoisier coming up, cuts that ball out for Toyota. Crevoisier to Nicolosi, back to Jackman Tonio, to Crevoisier. Crevoisier, good skill once again. Perhaps the most skillful in terms of individual skills player in the league. Comes through, lays that ball off for Cristo, but it's cleared. And Papano for the Flyers, challenged by Nicolosi. Nicolosi comes away with that ball, pushes it in the middle for Nick D'Agostino, but offside indicated by linesman Angelo DiPaolo and whistled down by referee Pietro D'Angelo.
Well, as the game continues, it seems that Toyota's finding their men a lot better and a lot crisper in their passes, and they seem to be getting to the ball quicker than the Flyers are. So I hope the Flyers just get something together and start pushing the ball around themselves.
Owen Turner trying to get ahead to it, but Papano is there. Morris loses control of the ball. Bushido forward to Jackman Tonio for Cristo. On the far wing, into the middle is Nick D'Agostino, but it's Pasquale Vacaturo manages to get that ball over the goal line, and it looks as if it went off Frank Cristo because the referee has awarded a goal kick. Yeah. But again, another potential opportunity for a good scoring chance, Jim.
The ball just kicked too far ahead of himself. A little bit, maybe just a yard in front of him, get control, and then go right in, even a lot better off.
Vacaturo with the goal kick puts it into touch, and we're looking at a Team Toyota throw-in this senior men's game between Team Toyota and Italia Flyers. Jackman Tonio to Cesar Bushido, challenged there by Rob Gallo. Gallo plays it back to his keeper, Ian Palangio, and he gathers it up, letting his players move forward. Long clearance, looking for Papano. Cravoisier is there. Cravoisier once again with a head to it. Zorbas brings the ball down. Zorbas, challenged from behind and whistled down by referee Pietro D'Angelo. Squale Vacaturo looking for Carlo Castaccino. Castaccino has some space. Two red shirts, flicks that ball up for Benedetti. Benedetti coming forward. Benedetti, and the shot off Owen Turner was headed for that far post. But keeper Scarsoloni had the angle.
He had his eye on it all the way, but it was deflected, and he just kept his eye on it, and he just managed to smother the ball and before it got over the line there.
And an infraction indicated by the referee. Free kick awarded to the Flyers. Castaccino to Zorbas. Zorbas coming forward with the shot through. Not too much power behind it. But keeper Scarsoloni gathers it in with the clearance. Zorbas gets ahead to it. Looking for Castaccino. And an infraction indicated against Castaccino. Bob Gonco, long ball looking for Frank Cristo on the far wing. Or is that Cravoisier? No, that must be Cristo. Bushido with that ball. Bushido looking into the box. Cleared away to Jackman. Tonio gets an opportunity for a shot, but couldn't get much power behind it, and keeper Palangio clears it. Papano, challenge from behind. Dino Benedetti. Dino Benedetti back heels it to Castaccino. Castaccino beats his man. Carlo Castaccino. Beautiful ball through for Benedetti. Gonco is there. Benedetti challenge once again, and it's Bob Gonco with control. Challenge, loses it to Papano. Papano playing it back to Castaccino. Challenged by Nicolosi, who puts it into touch, and we'll have a Flyers throw in.
That was a nice break from the Flyers, and just a little bit unlucky in the break of the ball there, and could have been very dangerous for the Team Toyota.
Rob Zulich with this throw in. It'll be into the box. He's looking for Papano, but Palladino gets ahead to it. Zulich pushing that ball out. Here's Team Toyota. Zulich once again trying to play that far wing. Morris and Cravoisier. Cravoisier comes away with that ball. Larry Cravoisier for Team Toyota, playing it up to Cesar Bushido. Bushido to Frank Cristo. Cristo returning the favor. Bushido coming forward. Bushido into that 18-yard box and lays it off to Cristo. Cristo with the left foot. Can't put it behind the net. Or into the net, excuse me. It's behind the net, and we'll have a goal kick awarded to the Italia Flyers. But a good attack from the wing.
Exactly, yes. And that's where you're going to win this game.
And Pasquale Vacaturo taking this goal kick. We have about 20 minutes left in the first half of this game between Team Toyota and the Italia Flyers, with Team Toyota leading 1-0. Nick D'Agostino chips it into the box. Bushido trying to run onto that ball. Bushido with control, challenged by Raymond Roy, who came over from the other side of the field from his fullback position.
Yes, he saw the danger, and he followed the ball, and he managed to put away for a corner. Now the defense can regroup.
Well, it looks like we've got at least one of the posts this time, Jimmy. There's a defender, but nobody on the far post.
And this is where you should have a man. I don't care. I'm saying in there you can lose a goal right there, especially for the high ball.
Zulich gets ahead to it. Headed down. Papano to Castaccino. Castaccino being challenged from behind. Castaccino coming forward. Castaccino, and an infraction indicated by the referee. Then we'll have a free kick awarded to the Flyers on just outside the 18-yard box. An opportunity here. Flyers bringing players forward. Cravoisier gets ahead to it. Cristo trying to get it ahead. Kieran Morris. Morris plays it back, but to Frank Cristo. Cristo plays it ahead to Nick D'Agostino, who must have been 8 yards, 10 yards outside.
And you notice he's not complaining.
No, that one wasn't close even by Nicky's
standard. No.
That's right. So Pasquale Vacaturo here for the Flyers as they move several players up into the offensive zone on this free kick, looking for an opportunity to equalize. Vacaturo looking for Benedetti, but Palladino is there. Palladino, long ball into the middle. Vacaturo is there for the Flyers. Has some time and some space. Plays it out on the far wing. Kieran Morris. Kieran Morris with control. Moving it into the middle. Owen Turner plays it back to his keeper, Marino Scarsalone. Players move forward for Team Toyota. Scarsalone with the clearance. Long ball. Zulich there in the air. Gets ahead to it. Pushes it over to the side. Benedetti keeps it in play, and Raymond Roy touches it back to his keeper, Ian Palangio, who plays it right back out to Roy. Roy into Zulich. Rob Zulich looking for Dino Benedetti, but it's into touch and a Toyota throw-in.
He was forced into a hurried pass there and gave the ball away. So this is the thing. You have to keep on top of the player who's got the ball and make him make the mistake.
Ray Nicolosi with that long throw-in into the box for Owen Turner. Owen Turner maintains control, plays it back to Ray Nicolosi. Nicolosi trying to change the field of play, but Rob Gallo is there to head that ball into touch for the Flyers. I think the Flyers very much must be missing Kramer Force, their captain and assistant coach.
Well, in the last game, that was a good matchup between Renato Nicolosi and Kramer Force. And it was quite a battle, actually. I think they both came off black and blue, and it was really a good battle to watch. And I was looking forward to tonight, but for the absence of Kramer Force, that didn't materialize.
It's unfortunate that Kramer is teaching at Cambrian College and had to teach this evening. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have been here. But again, an infraction indicated by referee Pietro D'Angelo, and we'll have a free kick awarded to the Flyers. Pasquale Vacaturo coming forward to take it. Raymond Roy trying to make a run from his fullback position. Off Benedetti to Danny Palladino for Toyota. Pushes it up the wing. Raymond Roy there once again. Roy maintaining possession, trying to get Benedetti, but Mario D'Agostino on the far wing. Off Van Zorbas into touch, and we'll have a Team Toyota throw-in. Owen Turner brings that ball down, looking for D'Agostino. D'Agostino challenging in the air. Palladino is there. Danny Palladino plays it back to his captain, Ray Nicolosi, back to Palladino. Palladino into the middle to sweeper Bob Gonco, who's moved up. Gonco with a long shot. And that looks like a goal from just about 40 yards away, it appears, at the 15-minute mark. Bob Gonco at about the 30-minute mark of the first half gives Team Toyota a 2-goal lead, and I think that's simply a case of the keeper misjudging that ball all the way.
He misjudged that completely, and it hit the underside of the crossbar and just tipped right underneath and bounced into the back of the net. It's difficult for a goalkeeper to keep his concentration all the time, but I think he kind of had a lapse there, and I think he's talking himself out there now and saying, well, we have to get one back here now. We have to do something now.
Well, substitutions for Toyota. The two players we talked about at the beginning of the game coming up from the Hawks, that is Mike Menenghetti and Michael Timpano, are out there, both running up front. And both have had extremely successful careers in minor soccer. And I understand from George McDonald, the manager of Team Toyota, that they're quite excited about being able to play in.
Oh, no. It's always nice to see the young players coming up and having a game, and even a game as important as this, and to be put in it, you feel really You really feel proud to be associated with a team.
Well, that free kick was quickly taken by the Flyers, got through, but keeper Scarsoni was very quick off his line to cover that ball up so that the Flyers couldn't run onto it. Flyers with the throw-in here on the far wing. Rob Gallo there, quickly taken, had it flicked on. Kieran Morris, challenge. Castricino playing it for Morris. Morris challenged by Gonco. Gonco comes away with it, but the Flyers once again, Rob Gallo. Gallo looking for someone on the far wing. And a long clearance there for Toyota by Pasquale Vacaturo, back for the Flyers. Vacaturo to Raymond Roy, but he loses it, gives it away, and Timpano challenged there by Benedetti, who puts it into touch. Menenghetti with the ball. And an infraction indicated by the referee, and we'll have a free kick awarded to the Flyers. And I believe it was linesman Angelo DiPaolo who brought that infraction to the attention of the referee.
And I missed it. I didn't see anything there at all.
Pasquale Vacaturo into the middle. Jackman Tonio gets a head to it. Raymond Roy for the Flyers heads it. No Flyers there to run onto that ball, and it'll be a Toyota throw-in. Mario D'Agostino there for the Team Toyota to take this throw-in. Vince Papano pushing that ball forward, looking for Carlo Castricino. Bob Gonco back, being challenged. Mario D'Agostino, Carlo Castricino for the Flyers with that ball. To Papano, Papano challenged by Gonco. Castricino, but Mario D'Agostino comes away with it. Off Benedetti and into touch, and we'll have a Team Toyota throw-in. Toyota closing in very, very quickly on the Flyers players once they get anywhere near that 18-yard box.
Yes, what's happening too is you can see that it seems to be the Flyers are doing things individually and not playing as a team, and you can see that. There's a difference between the two teams just now.
Off Captain Ray Nicolosi of the Team Toyota. And a throw-in awarded to the Flyers. Another infraction indicated by referee Pietro D'Angelo, and another free kick awarded to the Italia Flyers. Dino Benedetti to Papano, but Palladino is there to put that ball into touch, and we'll have a Flyers throw-in taken by Vince Papano. Papano into Benedetti, and Benedetti has the ball go up off his hand, or arm I should say, and it's whistled down by the referee immediately. Free kick to Team Toyota. Keeper Scarsaloni is quite happy with the score, and no great rush to get play underway, letting his players move forward.
As they say, the ball's at his feet now, so he can take all the time he wants.
Zulich and Menenghetti there. And ball goes off Benedetti and into touch, and once again a Team Toyota throw-in. Toyota, Palladino looking for Timpano there as Timpano was trying to break through the middle. But number 9, Pasquale Vacaturo, cut that ball out neatly and played it back to his keeper. Ian Palangio. Cavoisier to Bob Gonco, the sweeper and of Team Toyota. Plays it back to his keeper. We're going to see, I think, Jim, that the back four won't be taking any chances for Toyota.
They're going to tighten up at the back and just, and probably they'll put an extra man in the midfield. I think they've already done that.
Vacaturo. And an infraction indicated, I believe, a handball. Castricino to Zulich, to Van Zorbas, back to Zulich. Zulich looking for some support. Zulich chips it forward. And keeper Scarsaloni with a bit of a challenge there from Benedetti, but no real problem. Jackman Tonio challenging there for Team Toyota. Castricino pushing it back, and Cavoisier is there. Cavoisier once again plays it back to his keeper. This looks like it's going to be the pattern for at least the rest of the first half and maybe much of the second half.
They're just going to keep possession as much as possible and try even for the break, but the Flyers have to go into the dressing room, maybe try and get one back, but at least get regrouped and find some formula to play against. This team's playing very well just now, Team Toyota.
Zulich cuts that ball out and plays it back to his keeper for the Flyers. And referee is having a little chat with Michael Menenghetti, I believe. Not too pleased with the way he challenged the keeper. Just ensuring that the keeper, being the most exposed player in the game,
I'm all for the goalkeepers being protected.
Bob Gonko off Nicolosi, and once again looks like a handball off Benedetti, and we're looking at another Team Toyota free kick. Quickly taken, Gonko to Palladino. Palladino looking for Timpano. Timpano challenged by Raymond Roy and into touch. Then we have a Toyota throw-in. Owen Turner coming forward to take this, and we saw earlier in the first half that he can put that ball from there into the 18-yard box. As Jimmy said, I think on the penalty spot, and that's a dangerous position. Toyota, several players in and just on the edge of the 18-yard box, so ball comes in, headed away by Zulich. Gonko to Palladino. Palladino pushing that ball well wide, looking for Bushido on the far wing, switching the field of play. Gallo is there, and Gallo comes away with a free kick. Taken, looking for Papano, and Bob Gonko in the back. Again, another free kick awarded to the Flyers. Flyers moving forward. 7 players up. Into touch, and the Team Toyota throw-in. We have about 4 or 5 minutes left in the first half of senior men's action. Team Toyota leading the Italia Flyers 2-0 in the first half on goals by Nick D'Agostino at the 10-minute mark, and Bob Gonko on must have been a 45-yarder at the 30-minute mark. And that puts Toyota comfortably in the lead, and they're playing as if they've got a lead that they're largely trying to protect. Flyers trying to get back into this game. Papano there, Papano. And again, an infraction indicated by the referee. He's awarding this ball to the Flyers. Jim, it could be argued that the Flyers had possession of the ball. Could have argued advantage there.
Yeah, he could have given advantage there, but he's given an obstruction call here, the 2-man kick, so I guess he just called it right away just in case. Maybe he didn't see what was going to carry on afterwards, but it's still a dangerous position to be in. For the
right on the edge of the 18-yard box, Castaccino puts the ball through. Keeper Salone moves over and covers up. That was a good ball right on the corner on the ground. Difficult for keepers to gather up, but keeper Salone was there. And on the long clearance, Gallo plays it back to his keeper. And Ian Palangio for the Flyers with his clearance. Off to Jackman, Tonio. Being challenging there, but Van Zarbus plays it back to Rob Gallo. Gallo, ball taken by Nicolosi, pushes it forward. Roccaturo there to head it out of the way. Menenghetti running up front for Team Toyota. Rob Gallo for the Flyers coming forward. Gallo with the ball. But Toyota there once again, pushed forward for the Flyers. And the linesman's flag had gone up. And play continued. The panel was able to put it in the back of the net, but there was obviously an infraction long before the goal was scored. Yeah, I believe on Mario D'Agostino.
Yeah, lineman Tony Cirillo had his flag up right away and indicated a free kick against the Flyers player.
Owen Turner for Team Toyota for Captain Nicolosi. Nicolosi playing that ball square on the far wing. Castricino, long ball through. Keeper Palangio off his line. Some of the fans commenting, making some remarks about Flyers keeper, but he was off his line and covered up. Rob Zulich coming forward. Raymond Roy has come up from the fullback position. Roy and Timpano, Michael Timpano there. And an infraction against Timpano indicated by the referee, trying to make sure that no rough stuff occurs. Yeah, as the two players were challenging for that ball on the sideline.
As the two Hawks players are not overawed by occasion. They're there to show that they're in the game, and they showed you right there.
Well, some people have suggested that perhaps the two roughest divisions in Sudbury soccer are the Bantam division and the junior division in Sudbury, and so they obviously, I believe both of them were called up last year by Team Toyota and had a game or two. They've been here before, and they've experienced the rough stuff, not only in Sudbury, but in other parts of the province.
They've been a few tournaments, and there's a few tournaments that are pretty hard to go when you play 2 or 3 games in a day.
Well, at the half, it's Team Toyota 2, Italia Flyers no score, and we'll be back with second half action in just a moment on TV7.
Sudbury Community Television, TV7.
Welcome back to second half action of senior men's soccer from Queens Athletic Field. This game between Team Toyota and the Italia Flyers. Team Toyota breaking perhaps a bit of tradition in the second half of the season, scoring 2 goals in that first half. Nick D'Agostino at about the 10-minute mark gave them the 1-goal lead, and Bob Gonco on a rather unusual goal gave the Toyota team its 2-goal lead. And Jim, it's fair to say, I think, that Toyota controlled more of the play than the Flyers did, but certainly that second goal must be a bit disheartening for the Flyers.
It was disheartening, I guess, even for the goalkeeper. A goalkeeper has to think twice, and he's going to have to cover everything that goes in now. But give Toyota their due. They're finding their men better. They're getting to the ball quicker. While as Flyers, they're playing like individuals. They're not coming up as a team. They're just letting one guy go up, and he has to stand, maybe get a free kick, play for a free kick, and allow these players to come up. He has not. No players have really stamped their name on this game from the Flyers. They have to get this game right from the beginning. If they have to win this game, they're going to have to go out and say, okay, let's get some goals. If we lose 4-0, it makes no difference anymore now. We just have to get out and play it all up and just play attacking and go for them the first 5-10 minutes.
Should point out as well, remind the viewers that this game is more than an ordinary league game, in the sense that if Toyota comes away with either a victory or a tie, they will be ensured the league championship. And I gather once again, Mrs. Bother is here with the Anderson Cup, one of the oldest sporting trophies still played for in this community. It dates back to 1909. And it's been awarded, I think, continuously since about 1911, with the exception of a couple of breaks during World War I and World War II. And I think it's important that we remind viewers that soccer, despite the current boom in terms of participation in Sudbury, is not a new sport to this community. And Sudbury teams going back to the 20s and 30s have been competing in Ontario and Canadian championships very successfully. We had a semi-professional franchise with the Cyclones at one stage, and I know, Jimmy, that you remember the wars in the latter stages, I suppose, of what one might call the sort of period of greatness of Sudbury senior men's soccer, when we had teams that were doing well from basically from coast to coast.
Well, I came here in to Sudbury in 69 from the zoo, but I played in 1970. But if I remember right, Polish White Eagles won the Ontario Cup here in 1969. And they did very well, and I think it was lack of funds that they couldn't continue going any further as they could. And they played a very good game. I remember seeing a few games here, and it was the very good games I've seen. Mainly the Polish team was an Irish back group, as you may say, backed by the Polish people, and they imported these guys from Southern Ireland, and they were very good players, and these people still remain in Sudbury now, most of them.
And a number of them I know are involved in coaching or managing, in other ways involved in soccer, and it's good to see that, again, that's one of the things we need, is if the kids are going to get involved, and if you're going to have this massive number of children, and I think there's over 1,900 participants in soccer this summer, you need the people who have the experience to get involved with the kids. And we'll have to thank the wife of the manager of Team Toyota, Margaret McDonald, for bringing the second half refreshments up to the booth. Thanks, Margaret.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Now we see Robbie Falvo there. Now, this is interesting. They put him up front. So I guess they're going to go for it.
Well, Toyota with a 2-goal lead, and Mario Campanolo in to start the second half for Toyota. Campanolo challenge there. Loses possession. Jarvis looking for Papano. Castaccino, good move there. Gino Castaccino, long ball through. Looking for Papano. Papano is there, but Bob Gonco. But again, Jim, as you pointed out at the half, we saw Papano basically on his own, having to wait for a couple of players from the Flyers to come up and support.
You're going to have to come up. You have to come up as en masse and go back as en masse and pick the ball up again. When the man gets there, he gets crowded out so easily. He has nowhere to go.
Courvoisier challenge. Courvoisier with the ball to Jackman Tonio. To Campanolo. Campanolo playing it to Nicolosi. Nicolosi looking for Courvoisier. Vacaturo there. To Rob Falvo. Falvo with the long ball looking for Papano. Scarsoloni off his line. Scarsoloni gathers it in. Papano wraps his arms around him. Wasn't a waltz, but it wasn't serious.
No, it's just friendly rub shoulders, I guess.
Rob Gallo, challenged by Cesar Bushido. Gallo, Campanolo there for Toyota, but Gallo puts that ball into touch. And more refreshments. Thank you, Danny. And we have a throw-in awarded to Team Toyota. Laurie Owen Turner, we talked about him in the first half and his ability to throw that ball into the penalty spot from the sideline. Toyota has 5 players in or on the edge of the box, the 6 moving forward. Danny Palladino coming up on the far side. Long throw and an infraction indicated by the referee. Owen Turner protesting. There was a controversial call in the previous game between these two teams on a throw-in that Owen Turner took, that goal called back. Flyers coming forward. Courvoisier there, Zorbas, Zulich to Zorbas. And off Courvoisier into touch. Papano there. Throw-in looking for Falvo. Falvo challenged by Gonco. Falvo coming forward. Falvo takes the shot, but well wide of the far post, and nobody from the Flyers running onto that from that wing, Jim.
Well, what happened there, Falvo found himself in his own again, and he had to go through in himself. But maybe it would have been better if he came deeper, because there was no movement by the goalkeeper to come and challenge him, and I think he should have maybe took a couple more steps further in and then had his shot.
In any event, an opportunity there for the Flyers to try and get back into this game with a goal, but wide of the net on the shot by Ralph Falvo, and a clearance by keeper Scarsoloni. Renato Nicolosi to Jackman Tonio on the far wing to Danny Palladino. Palladino challenged there by Benedetti, but Palladino comes away with it. Playing it forward for Campanolo. Campanolo has some support in the middle. Lays it off to Courvoisier. But Benedetti there. Benedetti pushing that ball forward. And I believe that was Mario D'Agostino with about a 50-footer, or 50-yarder, excuse me.
Yeah.
But certainly well wide of the net.
They'll maybe trying for another Bob Gonko.
Well, that's what I was
I
wondering.
was thinking, yeah. But I think they can't be lucky twice. I don't think that's going to happen again.
Setting up for this solid goal kick, Pasquale Vacaturo, the sweeper of the Italia Flyers. Into the middle, Owen Turner there gets ahead to it. Bushido running onto this ball. Raymond Roy. Again, looking for Papano on this side. Papano challenging, but Courvoisier gets it back to his keeper, Marino Scarsaloni. And we're going to see, as Jimmy mentioned in the first half, a fair bit of this playing the ball back to the keeper, killing time. Very, very tight play in the back by Team Toyota, trying to protect their two-goal league and ensure that the league championship is theirs. Raymond Roy coming forward, pushing that ball through, looking for Castaccino, but Nicolosi is there. Nicolosi challenged by Castaccino, and referee D'Angelo indicates that that's a little more than shielding the ball.
Yeah.
Switching the field of play, good idea, but Rob Gallo coming up from the fullback position wasn't able to control that ball. It's into touch. Push back. Salvo trying to run onto that ball as it was pushed back by Courvoisier, but Scarsaloni again off his line. Picking it up, and the long clearance. Vacaturo. Campanolo has a real height advantage here. Nicolosi. And a clearance by the Flyers. Courvoisier and Papano. Jarvis for the Flyers, being challenged from behind. Brought down by Cesar Pachito, and a free kick awarded to the Flyers. Gino Castaccino off the head of Nicolosi. Rob Zulich is there for the Flyers, plays it back for Pasquale Vacaturo. Vacaturo for the Flyers, taking a look, pushing it in, but Jackman Tonio with a good ball for Nick D'Agostino, but Vacaturo intercepts. Vacaturo playing it back for Gallo. Gallo to Jarvis. Jarvis challenged there, coming forward. Pachito pushes that ball. Vacaturo once again, but into touch this time, and we'll have a Team Toyota throw in. And so at the 3-minute mark of the second half, we're looking at Team Toyota preserving its two-goal lead over the Flyers. Owen Turner turning on that ball, challenged by Zulich. They play together for Laurentian, but you never know it out in the field in senior men's action. One plays for Toyota and the other for the Flyers.
I've seen brothers against brothers, and it's same thing right there. Once a different color shirt goes on, different person altogether.
Zulich pushing that ball forward. Palladino is there, intercepts for D'Agostino. Raymond Roy, challenged by Nick D'Agostino. Roy plays it forward. Intercepted by, I believe that's Jackman Tonio. No, excuse me, that's Danny Palladino. But Ray Nicolosi in the middle of the field, switching the field of play, looking for Pachito. Offside indicated by linesman Tony Cirillo. And we'll have a free kick awarded to the Italia Flyers.
That was a good attempt. He just stepped that yard too early and was caught in the offside trap.
But we're seeing, I think, a little bit more of what you talked about earlier, Jim. A little greater effort from team play, switching the field of play and using the wings on the part of the Flyers. And using what speed they have, pushed back by Gonko to his keeper. As Carlo Castaccino was trying to intercept that pass back, but no danger. Clearance by Marino Scarsaloni. Off the head of Raymond Roy to Renato Nicolosi. Nicolosi swinging it over for Cesar Pachito, but Gallo is there. Pushing the ball forward to Vince Papano. Papano looking for some support. Papano with the cross into the middle. Scarsaloni off his line, brings it down. And one thing I've noticed during the course of the season, that as the season has worn on, the Toyota keeper, Marino Scarsaloni, has become much more confident on the high balls, and I suppose particularly since he took his gloves off, and we talked about that in another game, Jim.
Yes, we did, and I think he feels more comfortable the way he is now, and I guess that's all he needed, because he kept dropping the ball or pushing it away, and now he's holding on to it, and he's very confident in his holding.
And we're into touch once again as the Flyers try to move forward, so we'll be looking at a Toyota throw-in. And we have certainly not what one would call the kind of crowd we had out to the Glasgow game or the Canadian under-16 team game, but it's for senior men's soccer, it's not a bad crowd this evening, and they've certainly been vocal in terms of supporting either the Flyers or Team Toyota. And we see Mario D'Agostino coming off for Team Toyota and Frank Cristo going on. Mario wearing a knee bandage and may have a bit of a problem.
He's just putting experience back on for the experience. He's just switched one place to another place. The man knows what he does out there. Frank Cristo's played many years back there, and he's going to keep his defense moving all the time.
And an infraction indicated by referee Pietro D'Angelo on that challenge from behind. Flyers with the free kick. Zulich. Off a Toyota player and into touch, and we have a Flyers throw in on the far side of the field. Gino Castricino taking it up to Dino Benedetti. Benedetti looking for Raymond Roy. Ball pushed through. Mario Campanolo there for Team Toyota, pushing that ball forward. He's got some support. But the Flyers come away with it. On the wing, into touch, and a Flyers throw in once again. Campanolo a little slow getting that ball into the 18-yard box.
Yeah. Now, the Flyers desperately need a goal about this time now to get really into the game and put some pressure on the Toyota players. Toyota players are seeming to be strolling through the game, and they got lots of confidence there. They need the team Toyota is just biding their time and playing the easy passes all the time. So, but you have to get more aggressive on him and get one goal back.
And the referee indicating that he wants that ball moved back for this free kick. Movement here. Coming forward. Flyers get ahead to it to Jackman Tonio with the clearance, looking for Campanolo. Campanolo plays it out to Nicky D'Agostino. Long ball through, looking for Ray Nicolosi. Raymond Roy in a foot race with Nicolosi. Nicolosi's got that ball. He's got some support. Plays it back to Danny Palladino, and beautiful header there, just wide of the net. But it was an interesting play. I was watching Captain Nicolosi. He backheeled that ball and was going to be caught in an offside position and went out of the field of play.
He was smart. He went right out of the field of play, so we could not be called offside. And he waited and then asked permission to come back. Gone again. I hope so.
That's what experience, I guess, does for people. They know that that in that situation there's an alternative to being caught on the offside.
Get off the field.
That's right. And as a result, Toyota had an excellent scoring opportunity there, but the header just wide of the net. Flyers with a free kick from just about the midfield stripe. Coach Rob Gallo puts that ball forward to Robbie Zulich. Rob Zulich back to Gallo. Gallo trying to push that ball through. Toyota was playing the offside trap there, and that's potentially dangerous. We've seen that a couple of times this season where someone's been able to dribble through or
just needs one man to hold the ball and go for the gap and right through, and that breaks the offside trap completely.
Well, we're looking at a throw-in to be taken by the Flyers as soon as we can recover the ball. Excuse me, it should be by Team Toyota. That's Larry Cavoisier for Team Toyota with the throw-in. Looking for Campanolo, and an infraction indicated once again. And another free kick. Play certainly sloppy. We're not seeing much in terms of sustained pressure or sustained ball control by either team at this stage, and that certainly works in Toyota's favor.
In all essence, this is a cup final. This is what you're reckoning the game is. It's a cup final. It's one game, and that's it.
And Toyota coming forward on the counterattack once again. Nicolosi there, pushing the ball through for Cesar Bushido. Bushido trying to control. Gallo is there. Vacatero, but it's through. Nicolosi. Oh, and just wide of the net. And another good opportunity there for Team Toyota. And
yeah.
Excellent play, a counterattack once again by Team Toyota. Two veterans and a youngster up front for Team Toyota, and that mix of, I suppose, skill and experience and legs. Bushido with a shot from just at the edge of the 18-yard box, well wide of the net, and we'll have a Flyers goal kick in just a moment.
You're going to see the game progressing more at, I think, I see three men in the Team Toyota's midfield, and they're playing man-to-man against number 11 here. He's a very good player, and they keep man-to-man on him, so they're trying to cut him away. Now this is a chance.
Carlo Castacino coming forward. Scarsaloni off his line. Can't hold it, but Castacino off the hands of Scarsaloni. And an indication by the referee that the keeper handled that ball outside the 18-yard area, so we'll be looking at a free kick to be taken by the Flyers. Set play opportunity here, and set plays in that area are always dangerous. And the Flyers are taking this one seriously because they've got everyone but two of the players up in a potentially attacking position.
And it's a direct free kick, too, being a handling offense.
Into the box, headed away by Owen Turner. Shot there by the Flyers, doesn't get through. Once again, Owen Turner pushes that ball forward. Raymond Roy looking for some support in the wing. Zulich plays it off to Salvo. Salvo being challenged by Courvoisier. And over the goal line.
And the referee has given a corner kick.
So the Flyers once again with an opportunity on a set play in Team Toyota territory. That's Gino Castacino is going to be taking this. And again, we see lots of white shirts in the box and at the edge of the box. Once again, it looks as if this will be coming out from the keeper, but largely that's Rob Salvo trying to get it into that 18 into the box. Challenge there, turned, and keeper Scarsaloni moves off his line, gathers the ball in, takes his time, lets his players move into position, and boots along clearance. Vacaturo there, Nicolosi, Jackman, Tonio, for Courvoisier to Bushido, off, Gallo, challenged by Bushido, the ball goes through, but offside indicated by linesman, Tony Sorello, and that's again a case of inexperience on the part of
he was caught spectating actually, and instead of watching along the line there, he was caught standing, and in fact I think if Cesar Bushido had moved the ball back, it would have been better if he had even seen that. He had two players up with him, and he did not turn around back to see if there was anybody behind him.
Vacaturo for Dino Benedetti. Benedetti plays it out to Raymond Roy. Roy on the wing, challenged by Palladino, and a good tackle there by Danny Palladino. Puts the ball into touch, and the Flyers with the throw-in. Raymond Roy into some red shirts. Once again, we'll have a Flyers throw-in. Looks like Rob Zulich there this time. Looking for Carlo Castacino into touch, and once again a Flyers throw-in. Flyers attempting to take these quickly. Long throw-in into the box, lots of height on it. Shot by Van Zorvis and cleared by the Toyota defense to Campanolo. Campanolo's got some support, but he waited too long once again. He had Pacino breaking on the far wing, pushing it through for Nick D'Agostino, but it's played back by Rob Gallo to his keeper, Ian Palangio, and Palangio with the clearance for the Flyers. But another potential opportunity there for Team Toyota if Campanolo had been able to get that ball through to Bushido. Once again, back to keeper Marino Scarsaloni, who is not surprisingly taking his time, slowing the play down, trying to maintain this 2-goal lead that Team Toyota has over the Flyers. Off the head of Gallo, into touch, and we'll have a Toyota throw-in just a moment. I see Donovan Johnson warming up, and perhaps he'll be seeing some action in the second half. Certainly he's an individual who can motor out there. He's got lots of speed.
They'll probably put him up front in the left wing, I bet you. We'll say that anyway.
Okay. Courvoisier with control. Salvo knocks that ball into touch, and for Bushido. Bushido being challenged there by Zulich. Bushido turns with the cross. Vacaturo for the Flyers, challenged by Campanolo, and referee Pietro D'Angelo having a little chat with Campanolo there about that tackle and awards the free kick to the Flyers. Once again, Pelangio with the clearance. Papano trying to run onto that ball. It's played back to keeper Scarsaloni, who throws it out this time. Danny Palladino on the far wing, pushing it forward. Zulich is there, but Nick D'Agostino trying to push it forward for Campanolo. Once again, offside indicated by linesman Tony Cirillo. And the referee agrees as he whistles it down.
Artie Campanolo has been getting into the positions to get a scoring chance, but he's just been beaten by the offside trap each time. If he learns just to keep back one more yard, I think he'll get a few more goals. And like we've been saying already, it's all experience.
Rob Fallow challenged by Jackman Tonio, who pushes it forward to Campanolo. Campanolo challenged by Vacaturo. Gallo there. And Bushido challenged by Vacaturo. Vacaturo. Vacaturo once again, and I don't know whether we should talk about Vacaturo and the International Croatian Tournament or not, Jim.
Well, no, I had my own team down there, so I didn't really see anything of except the final of the Croatian tournament.
But I understand he was down as a guest player
yeah.
with the Croatian team for the International Croatian Tournament in Ottawa this year.
I think that was his third time as guest with the Adria Croatian team. And we also had Frank Anselmo with us, who helped us out tremendously too.
And we should point out to the fans that next year the International North American Croatian Tournament will be in Sudbury. We're expecting, I think Jim, you were saying, at least 22 teams from all over North America to be here for the Labor Day weekend.
Yep, and it should be exciting because it's a lot of work, and we're starting working right on it now.
Well, I know, if I remember correctly, we have hosted the tournament before, and
I think that we back in the 70s, early 70s, and we held it out in Richard Lake.
Well, hopefully Queen's Athletic Field will be in good shape next year. Some concern has been expressed by some of the soccer people about high school football being played on the field this fall, and what kind of condition the field will be in the spring. As you see that with the use, we're starting to get some bare spots. And
well, it really depends on the weather. If the weather breaks and you get muddy conditions, I'm saying that's when the field will get ripped up with the high school. But if it keeps like this, the high school doesn't do that much damage. But at this time of year, you're going to expect lots of rain, etc.
Yeah. Well, again, I suppose as much as anything, it's a matter of use.
Exactly, and it's for everybody. The field's for everybody.
Flyers with the cross, Scarsaloni off his line. And it's one of those situations that we talked about before. That free kick came inside the 6-yard box, and anything in the 6-yard box should be the keeper's, and Scarsaloni took care of that. Larry Crevoisier with the throw in. Gallo there gets ahead to it for Papano. In the touch, and once again we have a Toyota throw in. Excuse me, that was for Castricino. Lorio and Turner here. Challenge. Gino Castricino switching the field of play for Papano. Papano and Cristo. Cristo there. And Cristo with the ball. For Toyota, pushing it forward. Raymond Roy there, challenged by Nicolosi, and an infraction indicated by the official. Nicolosi not too happy with that call, but you don't win arguments with referees. And the referee is not overly happy with Nicolosi kicking that ball away. Has a word with him as the Flyers get ready to take this free kick. No, that's Pasquale Vacaturo, who's come up from his sweeper position. Seven Flyers players. Long kick, but cleared away by Cristo. Campanolo on Raymond Roy, but Roy coolly plays it back to his keeper, gathers it in, plays it out to Rob Gallo. Gallo being challenged. Bushido there. Bushido looking for some support in the corner. Gallo on him, and off Gallo over the goal line, and we'll have a corner kick awarded to Team Toyota.
Now this is where you see a goalkeeper with a man with his experience should not have thrown that ball to Rob Gallo, because there was two men within distance of him, and they converged on him, and now it's a corner kick. Goalkeepers are last line of defence and first line in offense.
And Toyota setting up for this corner kick. Zulich gets ahead to it. Palladino there. Palladino challenged from behind by Salvo. Salvo coming forward for Carlo Castaccino. Castaccino with Gonco on him. Castaccino forward, but Salone off his line extremely well. Castaccino indicating he felt he was interfered with or obstructed, but in vain, as Salone moved quickly off his line to cut out the danger there.
Gonco used all his experience just to get that ball between him and his own keeper.
Roy pushing that ball forward for Papano. Papano surrounded by red shirts, and an infraction with a free kick awarded to the Flyers. Taken quickly. This is Salvo. Salvo looking for some support. Into the box for Castaccino. Castaccino brings that ball down, but it's cleared away by Team Toyota. Jarvis. And Larry Caravaggio there for Team Toyota. Controls the ball on the near side. Once again, death through the legs to Bushido. And Gallo puts that ball in the touch. Quickly taken by Bushido, looking for Campanolo. Campanolo chesting that ball, shielding it. Bacaturo on him. Turns, and with the left foot. High shot, but gathered in by Impelangio for the Flyers. And Raymond Roy coming forward once again, looking for Papano on the far wing. Into touch. Throw in awarded to the Flyers.
Now the Flyers are really desperate for a goal now. They have to. The time's running out for them, and they have to get something going. They have to move everybody up now.
Raymond Roy plays it into Robbie Zulich. Rob Zulich, little push in the back, and whistled down by the referee. Zulich taking his free kick for the Flyers. They push forward. Once again, headed away, Nicolosi flicks it on. Zulich there to intercept. Zulich with a long shot, high and wide on the far side of the post. And Team Toyota will take its time, setting up for a goal kick, looking for a substitution here. It looks as if Donovan Johnson will be coming on, and as Cesar Bushido comes off, and Michael Timpano going on as Mario Campanolo takes a break. So Team Toyota again, Donovan Johnson, first time he's been on the field this evening, and Michael Timpano, second opportunity since he's been called up from the Sudbury Hawks.
This is when you're going to see the bench probably working now, because as you see that the Flyers are sadly depleted as far as members on the bench, and the Team Toyota has a full bench. That hurts you when you get in the last 20 minutes of a game, 30 minutes of a game, and that's it.
Well, by my watch, we have about 21 minutes left in the second half of this game, with Team Toyota leading the Flyers 2-0 on first half goals by Nick D'Agostino and Bob Gonco. Flyers are been trying desperately to score in the second half, but haven't been able to find the mark, and Toyota's had a couple of good opportunities to increase the margin. Caravaggio playing it back to sweeper Don Johnson there, into touch, off Zulich, and it'll be a throw-in awarded to Team Toyota.
This is the, what you see the difference between two teams too is the wisdom of one team picking up two players from the Hawks and giving them a run out in the senior division. Whereas the other team, when they were short players, they could have done the same thing too. There's lots of players available, and I think they should be thinking about that. It was a big game for them, and I think they should have been thinking about that last night. Get some juniors from the Hawks, because there's quite a lot of good players on that team.
That was a rather nasty foul there committed by Frank Cristo on, I'm not sure whether that was Raymond Roy trying, yes it was, trying to move up from his fullback position, make a run on the wing. Fortunately, no injury there, and we'll have a free kick. And keeper Salone gathers that in, and to get back to the point you were making, Jim, about bringing the younger players up, the other thing, of course, it does is that senior teams do face players who retire or who are transferred from work and have gaps to fill every year, and if you've established a good relationship with some of the younger players, then you know you've got recruits for the following season.
Exactly. And you're showing how your club operates, and that shows the players where they want to go in the future.
Played back by Owen Turner to keeper Scarsaloni, out to Frank Cristo. Cristo challenged by Benedetti, pushes that ball into touch, and we'll have another Flyers throw in. Raymond Roy once again moving up to take this throw in for the Flyers. Flyers desperate to get a goal. Benedetti there. Benedetti being challenged. 2 red shirts on him, and once again into touch. Toyota quite happy with this style of play because it's killing lots of time. And here we go to Donovan Johnson. Johnson playing it on the far wing for Nick D'Agostino. D'Agostino pushing that ball forward for Johnson. Johnson's got some support. Lovely ball through there. But
it was a nice move all throughout, and Donovan Johnson was instrumental by moving into the open space and gave a nice ball through, and it was deflected in for a corner kick over the line.
Now we see Donovan over here just on the near side, just outside the 18-yard box. I don't know whether he's trying to hide or whether it's just a matter of that ball's going to come fair piece out. No, it's a fairly short corner. Challenge there. And again, the linesman indicates another corner kick on that short corner as Captain Renato Nicolosi tried to get his head to it and push that ball on the back of the net. Toyota setting up. Only 2 players inside the box, but 5 players now around the box as Ari Courvoisier comes up. Longer corner this time. Zulich gets ahead to it. Jackman Tonio heads it forward. Zulich once again. And off the hand of Marino Jackman Tonio, and free kick awarded to the Italia Flyers. The referee indicating his dissatisfaction to Jackman Tonio about, I guess, pushing the ball away and delaying tactics. But in any event, it's Castricino coming forward for Papano. Papano here with a chance, but the Toyota defense closes in quickly, and keeper Scarsaloni is able to get that ball out on the far side to Owen Turner. Owen Turner maintaining control, taking his time, and plays it forward to Tapano. Tapano back to sweeper Bob Donko, to Timpano. Timpano plays it off quickly to Nick D'Agostino, is making a run. Timpano's going to be outside, but D'Agostino showing that speed. Being challenged there. D'Agostino once again challenged, and a corner kick conceded by the Flyers. As Nick D'Agostino shows that getting older doesn't necessarily mean getting slower.
But not only that, he noticed his teammates were offside, and he had to carry that ball anyway. So he had to take it himself. So he was using his head and his legs.
Toyota with the free kick, corner kick, once again. Off Benedetti. Once again. Oh, and Toyota gets ahead to it, but can't put it in the back of the net. Little high and wide. Opportunity for 2 players there. Nick D'Agostino, I believe, got his head to it, but Donovan Johnson was also potentially in position, and maybe even in better position to...
yeah, it was dropping nicely for Donovan, but you can't have eyes in the back of your head and who's behind you.
Castricino pushing that ball forward, looking for Carlo Castricino, and it's into touch, and a Flyers throw in. Flyers pushing forward once again with about 15 minutes or so left in this second half. Needing a goal to get back into this game. Falvo with the cross, into the box, and Salone properly positioned to get that header from Papano to gather it in. Donovan Johnson, beautiful play here to Campanolo. Campanolo's got some space. Vacaturo's closing down on him. No, that's Timpano, excuse me. And cleared away by the Flyers. Forward for Raymond Roy, and did a touch. We'll have a Flyers throw in. Yeah, and again, we saw another demonstration of speed. Pasquale Vacaturo coming over to cover on Michael Timpano, and shutting him down long enough that, I'm going to be interested to see how the referee calls this one, and he awards the to the Flyers as
That was a toss-up for sure.
the question of whether Papano was going underneath the player or the Toyota player was coming over the back.
Yep.
And the referee decided in favor of the Flyers in any event, and once again, Vacaturo with the free kick for the Flyers. Nicolosi got ahead to it and back to his keeper, Marino Scarsalone. He's waving his players forward, taking his time with the clearance, looking for Donovan Johnson. Johnson can't get ahead to it, and it's played back to keeper Ian Palangio by Raymond Roy. Palangio with the clearance to Van Zorbas. Zorbas trying to control, challenged by Jackman Tonio. Jackman Tonio comes away with that ball for Donovan Johnson. Johnson to Nick D'Agostino. Nick D'Agostino, and offside indicated by the linesman Tony Cirillo. Good build up there.
Yeah, Nick D'Agostino just hesitated that much to allow these players who went offside, and he didn't get a hold of the ball properly, and I guess it was just a bit late in getting away.
Gino Castaccino for Carlo. Castaccino challenged by Crevoisier. Crevoisier comes away with that ball. Crevoisier into the middle. Zulich intercepts that ball, intended for Johnson, but handball indicated, and we'll have a Toyota free kick. Bob Gonco to take this 14 Toyota. Moving players forward, long ball, looking for captain Renato Nicolosi. Nicolosi challenged there by Rob Gallo, and into touch, and we should have a Toyota throw-in. A little push there on Nicolosi and by Rob Gallo, and we're going to have a card issued by referee Pietro D'Angelo on playing coach of the Flyers, Rob Gallo.
A little bit of frustration moving into the game there. I guess that there's no need for that kind of thing in the game at all.
And I haven't seen whether it's a yellow card, and I'm sure most people realize that the yellow card is a formal caution. Get a second yellow card in the game and you're automatically ejected. Header there, but Palangio right in position on that far post. Gathers that ball in, an excellent opportunity for Toyota, and even better defense by the keeper. Backheel by Timpano, nice move to Nicolosi. Timpano, but Nicolosi takes the shot with the left foot and high and wide of the net. That was a lovely move by young Michael Timpano.
Yes, he had all the confidence in the world, backheel that to Renato Nicolosi, and that's the type I've seen him playing for the Hawks. He has lots of confidence in himself, and he's been playing well, and he's a good winger. I like to see him carrying the ball and beating his man. He's an old-fashioned type of winger.
And we have another substitution for Team Toyota, Michael Menengetti, the other Hawks player, up for Team Toyota. And Marino Jackman Tonio, who's played almost all of the game, sits down. And Sweeper Gonco there making a mistake as he pushed that ball back to his keeper. Pushed it over the goal line, and we'll have a corner kick conceded by Team Toyota to the Flyers. And Gino Castaccino will be taking this for the Flyers with about 10 minutes left in this game. Flyers bringing players forward once again inside the 18-yard box. Off Nicolosi. And we'll replay this one in just a second. Castaccino getting that ball set up in the semicircle near the corner flag with the cross. And a header there, but off the top of the bar, and we'll have a goal kick awarded to Team Toyota. Good scoring opportunity.
Yeah.
Flyers were able to get the head to it.
Yeah, brother for brother. That's from Gino to Carlo, and that was if he got a little bit higher on that ball, he'd maybe got it underneath the crossbar. He just didn't get enough height on it.
But I think you were mentioning, Jim, while we were away at halftime, that Carlo Castachino had his first game back from an injury, and he's perhaps not 100% fit.
No, he wouldn't. He's not as sharp as he normally would be, and you can see it at times that he beat his man easily enough, but he just hasn't got that sharpness, lack of practice and lack of match play.
For Donovan Johnson, and offside indicated by linesman Tony Cirillo. Vacachuro with the free kick. Courvoisier gets ahead to it. Vacachuro there puts it well into touch, well into the stand. Fortunately, between the two cameras. And once again, TV7 renders another community service by getting the ball back into the field of play.
He should have beamed right up on that one. Should have get going.
Courvoisier with the throw in here. Headed into the 18-yard box. Donovan Johnson. Menenghetti challenging there, and Vacaturo is able to get in the way, allow that ball to go well wide of the net, and a goal kick awarded to the Italia Flyers. In this game that may well see, and it looks increasingly like it, that Team Toyota will win the league championship and the Anderson Cup, which is emblematic of the league championship. Salvo trying to run onto that ball. Nick D'Agostino in the middle of the field off Jarvis as Benedetti comes forward. Benedetti being challenged from behind, and D'Agostino plays it off to Danny Palladino. Palladino into the middle. Nick D'Agostino trying to push that ball through, but Rob Gallo is there, and Van Jarvis comes back, pushing the ball for Rob Zulich, but Courvoisier is there, and brings the ball forward to Nick D'Agostino, who loses it to Jarvis. Jarvis to Castricino. Gino Castricino. Castricino, two players on him to Zulich, but it's into touch, and we'll have a Team Toyota throw-in. So at about the 7-minute mark, Team Toyota plays it back from Courvoisier to Gonco. Gonco taking his time, plays it back to his keeper, Marino Scarsoloni. Scarsoloni looking forward, I'm sure, to a shutout on his way to what he hopes will be the league championship this evening, and clears the ball looking for Donovan Johnson. Johnson to Nicolosi. Nicolosi looking for Timpano on the near side. Timpano on this wing, shielding the ball as he's challenged from behind to Courvoisier. Courvoisier to Gonco. Gonco to Donovan Johnson. Johnson trying to maintain control. Johnson playing it back. Courvoisier. Courvoisier with the ball, being challenged by Zulich. With the cross. Raymond Roy is there, but so is both Menenghetti, and I believe that was Captain Renato Nicolosi, and an infraction indicated. And we have a free kick awarded to the Flyers. Squale Vacaturo once again played the entire game as sweeper for the Flyers. Jim's mentioned the fact that they don't have much in the way of substitutes on their bench, and sooner or later bench strength will tell.
Yeah, you can see they're tired. The Flyers, they've done the best they can with the members they have had on the field, and like I said, I would say they should have used some juniors, brought them up, and they would have helped them.
Donovan Johnson here, good move to beat his man into the box. Attempts at the back heel, but Jarvis comes away for the Flyers. Jarvis being challenged from behind. Jarvis gets that ball to Papano. Papano, however, surrounded by three red shirts. Gonco manages to maintain control to Nicolosi. Gonco brought down from behind. Play on, says the referee, and Courvoisier coolly plays it back to his keeper, Marino Scarsoloni. Scarsoloni indicating he wants his players to move forward, taking his time, picking the ball up, and once again killing off as many seconds as he can. Donovan Johnson indicating he wants this ball, but Vacaturo gets a foot to it. Challenge in the air, and Flyers are awarded a free kick. Castaccino taking that ball too quickly. The ball hadn't settled onto the ground.
Ball was still in motion, so we were able to bring it back.
And Vacaturo to Falvo. Rob Falvo to Castaccino. Castaccino challenge there, gets by. And an infraction.
I think the referee should have allowed the advantage there because the man was clearly on the clear.
Salvo in the 18-yard box, but Toyota, and that's Nick D'Agostino putting it into touch. Again, killing off time and waving to his fans.
Yeah.
But we're in the last 5 minutes or so of the senior men's game. Little pushing and shoving in the box on this throw-in. Zulich trying to maintain control, and off Owen Turner. Well, off Zulich it would appear, because the throw-in has been awarded to Toyota. Owen Turner once again taking his time, backing up, looking for what appears to be a long throw. Zulich gets ahead to it to Falvo. Falvo trying to maintain control. Courvoisier comes away with the ball and clears it down. Vacaturo there, stripping the ball forward for Gino Castaccino. Castaccino into the middle. Cleared once again by Toyota. Menenghetti there, being challenged by Raymond Roy. Menenghetti's got a chance. And Roy gets a foot to it. And keeper Ian Palangio comes off his line to prevent a corner kick. And Vacaturo puts it right on the foot of Nicolosi. And Nicolosi with a very long shot once again. High, well over the net. No danger there, but again, killing time for Team Toyota. Keeper Ian Palangio picking up the ball, trying to get this game back underway as quickly as possible. Sally Vacaturo there will be taking his goal kick for the Flyers. And referee indicates that that's the game. Team Toyota 2, Italia Flyers no score. And this means that Team Toyota has won the league championship for 1987 and will be awarded the Anderson Cup. I'd like to thank my commentator, Jimmy McPherson, for helping me out all season. Certainly covering many of the gaps and mistakes that I've made, Jim, and is very much appreciated.
Well, I made some myself, so we're always say we cover up for one another, get things going. But this has been a good game. The only thing is that the Flyers are depleted in numbers, and I've seen it Toyota. But Toyota played a real game.